When's the last time you heard, I don't have ADHD and I have that problem? Well, probably if you have ADHD, it's happened to you before. Is it possible to have ADHD and not have all the symptoms that you hear about on YouTube or TikTok or wherever? Absolutely. Is it possible that you may have some of the symptoms that they talk about on YouTube or TikTok or whatever and not have ADHD? Absolutely. So it's really important for us to understand that just because when we talk about symptoms or struggles that are associated with ADHD, it doesn't necessarily mean it's every person with ADHD. It just means that it's associated with ADHD. There are so many things that are associated with ADHD. There's no way that you're going to have every single thing. When I get on here and I talk about different ADHD symptoms, I want it to be clear that not only will not every person exhibit those symptoms, also that not everybody who exhibits those symptoms has ADHD. So there is a lot that goes into that. What I do want you to know is that I base my videos on research that I have done and experience that I've had throughout my 30 plus years of experience with ADHD. I don't just come up with things willy-nilly out of my brain. I've actually researched some of this stuff. I've been specially trained in ADHD many times. As a matter of fact, I used to give trainings about ADHD. I want you to know that when I give you a piece of information, it's based on the information that I have learned through my research, through my training, and through personal experience with lots of people with ADHD, including myself. One thing I want you to also know is that I will never tell somebody they need to take medication or not take medication. I will never tell somebody that they have ADHD. That's not up for me to decide. That's up for your psychiatrist or your doctor to help you decide. So if you think you have ADHD, seek a diagnosis. It may be something else because there are a lot of things that mimic ADHD. Trauma can look a lot like ADHD. Autism. People with autism often have ADHD. They're not the same thing, although they are both neurodiverse. Severe depression, severe anxiety. Those things can all look like ADHD, or they can be associated with a person's ADHD. So there are a lot of non-absolutes when we're talking about ADHD, its causes, its symptoms, and its effects on people's lives. Scientists are still doing a ton of research on ADHD and they're learning more every day. So I try to keep very current on what the condition is so that I'm sharing information with you that is current. Never assume that something that I say is an absolute. There are no absolutes. What I'm trying to do is inform people of some of the things that may be affecting them that could be associated with their ADHD. If you haven't been diagnosed, my videos are not meant for diagnosis. I seek to educate and, when I can, provide strategies that can help people deal with their ADHD symptoms. There's a lot of information out there right now about ADHD and a lot of hypotheses and theories surrounding it. Although scientists have a really good idea of what might cause ADHD, there's still a lot of questions out there. When I talk about how the brain works in a neurotypical person as opposed to a person with ADHD, that doesn't mean every person with ADHD, and it doesn't mean every neurotypical person. Because, there are a lot of neurotypical people out there that have some executive functioning problems. The other thing is ADHD changes throughout your life and exhibits itself in different ways. So, key takeaways. ADHD looks different in everybody. 2, just because you have symptoms that appear to look like ADHD doesn't mean that you have ADHD. The only place that you're going to really be able to know that is by working with a professional who can diagnose you. 3, medication is a personal choice. It is not up to me to tell you whether you should or should not take medication. And finally, it's my goal to educate, inform, and help people who are struggling with ADHD cope better with their symptoms. It is also my intention to provide information that I have researched or have learned in my specialized training. As my subscribers, my followers, and my audience, my goal is to maybe give you little tidbits of information that might help you understand yourself better and your ADHD, or your loved ones who have ADHD. And sometimes I might throw in a strategy that may or may not help, but I'm here. I welcome comments, I welcome questions, and I love to talk about what I do. Feel free to give me suggestions on things that you would like to know more about. I'm here for you because I want to be a source of help, a source of information, and maybe a source of a little laughter and inspiration. So if you like what I'm doing and if you like my mission, make sure you smash that subscribe button and give me a like, and I'll see you next time.